Hi, so I'm going to talk to you about the three segments that we use here at Missing Link Social Media to get results for our clients when it comes to paid advertising through Facebook and Instagram. I mean, there's a multitude of different platforms that you can choose to promote your products and your services, as well as channels, right? You've got Google Ads, you've got SEO, you've got True Local, directories like that. You could even do a letterbox drop or Facebook, whatever you want to do. The real strength of social media marketing is that you can reach people before they need your services. So typically in, for example, Google, a lot of people go there when they basically need a solution to a problem. So they might be looking for a plumber, right? So you're going to type in plumber near me, for example. In social media, you're reaching people before they need you. And that's huge because you get the opportunity to build trust, build credibility, build authority, build a relationship with people before they need you. So when they do need you, who are they going to go to? A good reference for this is Chet Holmes. He talks about a demand generation pyramid. And basically in it, he says that only 3% of your potential customers are actually ready to buy now. So that's perfect for Google, but for the other 97%, there's a huge opportunity here for you to build some top of mind awareness and some trust, as I said, through some great content. So when they are ready, they go to you, or at least you've got your hat in the ring. Now, for these three segments, I'm going to start talking about the different campaigns you can create, and then the different audiences we recommend within those campaigns, and then the messaging. What ads do you want to be putting in front of them? Now, the campaign types that you're going to be creating at the top of the funnel are going to be video views and page engagement and brand awareness and reach. So there are 4 different campaign types that you can select from, where each is going to have its own algorithm optimizing towards the cheapest cost per video view or cheapest cost per page engagement. The audiences that you're going to be creating here are going to be generally one of two. It's going to be interest/demographic/behavioral based audiences, or you're going to have your lookalike audiences. And a lookalike audience, in our experience, generally outperforms any audience that you can think of because Facebook's pretty smart, their algorithm's pretty smart. The way you create this audience is you give Facebook data that it will create an audience just like those, but at scale. So, for example, if you've got a Facebook pixel in your website, that Facebook pixel is going to be putting cookies in people's browsers, and then when they go back to Facebook, Facebook knows, right? So it's going to be accumulating an audience of people who have visited your website. So you can create a lookalike audience of people who have visited your website. Another audience example is a database custom audience, where you can upload an email database to Facebook, or even upload a mobile phone database to Facebook, and Facebook is going to match about 70% of those and create a lookalike audience of people just like those who have already supplied their contact details. So this is incredibly powerful and definitely a tool that we use at the top of the funnel. The type of content that you want to create at the top of the funnel is more educational, and not education about your product or your service. That's more at the middle of the funnel. You just think about why people are on social media. They're not on there searching for answers to their problems per se. They're on there because they want to see what their friends are up to, their family's up to. They want to be entertained. So, think about how can you add value to your brand equity? How can you get people to know you, like you, and trust you without you necessarily putting your product or your service in front of them? Even thinking about things that are purely about your brand, like behind the scenes, can be really helpful as well. At the middle of the funnel, typically the campaigns that you want to create here are sending traffic to your website, or a lead generation campaign, which is where you're trying to get their contact details in exchange for something of perceived high value, a report, a checklist, a guide, something like that. The audience types that you can create here are also mainly through Facebook or Instagram itself, so you can create an audience of people who have already watched your videos, or who have engaged with your page, or who have engaged with your Instagram account. So you can see how that becomes a bit of a process starting here. So, you're reaching people for the first time, you're adding value, you're putting educational content in there, so it's going to be cheaper to reach people because Facebook knows that you're adding value to people and you're getting a high engagement rate, therefore it's cheaper to reach them. Once they have been exposed to your content and they do engage, then you can actually start to reach them with campaigns like traffic campaigns, as I mentioned, and send them from just viewing your content through to your website. And then this takes us into the bottom of the funnel, which is where you've got your hot audience. At the bottom of the funnel, you've got the hot audience. This is where you can retarget people that have accessed your website, and this is where you can also retarget people who have given you their contact details in exchange for that lead magnet, that ethical bribe, the report that you offer in exchange for their contact details. So they've shown a pretty significant level of buyer intent by visiting your website, and the perfect types of content to reach people in here, depending on whether you're e-commerce or whether you're service-based, can differ. However, if you are e-commerce, you can do really creative things, like you can reach people who have added products to cart but haven't yet purchased, and you can reach people who have looked at particular products and then serve those products back to them in what Facebook calls is a carousel ad. So not only can you retarget people who visited the website, but you can show them the exact same products that they've been looking at. If you're a service-based business, you could even try getting creative and doing, send message campaigns. So they visited your website, they haven't inquired, so you could create a send message campaign so people are one click away from starting a conversation with you about some of the common objections that people might have choosing a competitor over you. Another creative thing you can do at the bottom of the funnel is start thinking about offers. What's a low barrier offer that you can put in front of people? Low cost, high reward. What's something that you can start putting in front of people just to start a conversation? A tactic you can use for messaging is overcoming objections, as I mentioned before. So, why would someone choose someone else over you? If it's, for example, you might be a bit more expensive, then it's really about, you might have a testimonial that's talking about you might be a bit more expensive, but there's more value there. Some other cool messaging you can use at the bottom of the funnel is scarcity, saying that there aren't many left of a particular product or service, or even urgency, saying that something's going to run out at the end of the month. So I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, you can always hit us up through our contact page, but this gives a bit of an insight into the types of strategies we like to use to get results for people that we work with.